pair we talked about in the beginning, Fred. Dee Davidson, Genie Nacarado have not won since 1993.
They both have to be feeling the pressure here today, trying to get that title, trying to get that monkey off their back, seeing what it'll be like to win again. You know, when an athlete's hasn't won for a number of years, when they start thinking, boy, will ever win again.
Well, one of them will get to bowl in the title match. Guaranteed. Genie Nacarado, 39 years of age, been a pro for 17 years.
She knows how to play the game. Wow, that was a good shot to lead the 4-pin. Light blow-up pocket shot.
There were a few of those this week, as you mentioned, because the ball coming in late. She's playing a little farther right than we thought she would.
Exactly, and she just made that move because in practice she was playing in, and she just elected to jump out a little bit. I think maybe after watching Carolyn playing inside there, it didn't look like that good a shot, so she decided to move out a little bit.
Covers the spare. Now, Genie doesn't elect to change balls for a lot of her spares. She uses whatever her first ball is.
I think she's from the old school. Use a little more straighter up with the hand. Don't try to hit it as hard with the fingers and throw a little less hook, but she does even hook her ball a little more at the spares.
Lane breakdown for Dee. Pretty even, 3 and 2, although 2 opens on lane 13. 2 splits, actually.
She smiled there. She's stinging a little bit, it looks like to me. She smiled coming back. She threw a great shot there. And as we said at the opening show again, could be a big key. That left side won't vary much now. She's the only one over there. So if she gets locked in here, look out. She'll be real hard to beat.
Dee wants to make sure that we had a chance to thank her sponsors. Dan and Wanda Do It. Those are her sponsors and the staff she's a member of, American Strike, Continental Amateurs Bowlers Incorporated. And again, lane 13, as we mentioned, had 2 splits last game, another split this game.
Goes a little bit longer. The midsection lane's a little oilier, so the ball went down a little longer before it made its turn, come in the back door.
18 300 games.
That's a couple more than most people, I'd guess. Look at that shot. Look at that. Isn't that amazing there to make those kind of shots? Hasn't won. And since 93, she has presence of mind and focus to go up here. She throws a big hook at this spare. She wants to try to hook it away from that 3-pin into the 7. What a beautiful shot.
Same spare, basically, we saw Wendy.
That reaction.
Wendy had shot the 210 in the same fashion.
Same thing for the right-hander versus the left side. Oh, great camera shot. Look at that shot going right down that lane. Boy, was that some good camera work.
Finalists by round. Here, take a look. Genie basically 12th to 2nd. Dee same range.
See that jump from Wendy there, 51st and right under the 5th.
Right, and Liz on top all the way, practically 3rd and then 1st. Four-pin.
Well, that's 2 different 4-pins. She went down the lane a little longer, come in the pocket late, and leaves a blow-up 4-pin. There she looked like she maybe moved at one board right, went up the lane, and leaves a solid 4-pin. This game is a game of a little inch here and a move here. Little details is what makes the difference between the great players and the so-so players.
22 300 games for Genie Nacarado. You talked about her being a shot maker, and Fred, personally, in my opinion, since I've been on tour, Genie always impressed me as the player who could repeat shots the most. If she was lined up, there was no question that she was going to repeat those shots.
She worked with Phil Celia. In fact, just went there last week. She'd been having problems with her start. She's worked with coaches that really know the game, that's helped her learn to repeat like that.
High on 14. She's been pretty much in the pocket on lane 14. 13 is the one she's been struggling with.
Like she tried to fit that ball up, made it a little soft, and laid it down a little quick, and it hooked early on her. with her thumping the thumb hole there. That's killing that ball roll, not rotating and just rolling it dead flat right up behind the back of the ball.
Right.
Who cares if you hit the thumb hole? The most important thing on them corners is make those spares.
That's right, exactly. You know, you see the players use a lot of different equipment out here, and I just want to mention that we do have a lot of ball reps that come out here from the different companies and help the players out, drill equipment. We usually get complimentary equipment. We have Bobby Rydens here from Columbia, Tom Laskow, AMF, Jim Callahan from Fadball, and Brian Purcell from Ebonite. We want to thank all of them for their time, and they come out here and help the ladies. Nice shot by Dee.
You know, one of the biggest things I think a bowler struggles with, and Dee's struggling with it a little bit right now, is tempo, the word tempo. It's that cadence, going to the foul line with your arm swing. You slow your swing down, your feet slow down. You speed your arm up, your feet go fast. It's keeping the same stroke shot after shot is so important.
She's covering her spares nice. That's one of the things she said, you know, she had only missed, I don't know, maybe 10 throughout the week. But if everyone realizes our format now, we bowl 48 games. That's a lot of games of bowling.
And when you bowl one game on 2 lanes, that's a half a game per lane, and move to the next pair, you'll get tricked on a few spares once in a while bowling 48 games in a week in a bowling center across this nation when you bowl in a different condition each week.
276, 165, highs and lows for Genie Nacarado this week.
There's that camera. How's that angle?
It's nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can really get a good view of where they're playing, how the ball's rotating.
Maybe we could design something that we could watch while we bowl ourselves like that. Maybe put something on your eye and down
A little replay camera,
get some-
maybe.
Yeah. Look at that shot. Just gives you the rotation and the turn on that ball. Beautiful.
Genie Nacarado leading by just 1 pin. Genie's on Storm staff, Contour Power staff.
You know, it impressed me the other day. She had to move in. She played out and she played in, and she had to move in. Then all of a sudden she left a weak 10, and then she left an 8-10. Well, right away what she did is she got a new ball out with a little more surface on it. Now you can play in the oil, and it's a good clue for people at home. When you want to move left, put a little more surface on the ball, a little 400 grit or 320 grit paper, and rough it up a little bit so it'll grab the lane surface.
Exactly. I mean, sand the ball. Add more surface, sand your ball down.
Right. When you're playing out, you use more of a polished bowling ball. When you're playing in, you usually.
Usually.
Not always.
Right, right.
Let's clarify that. But usually you use a ball with a little more surface.
And it's a close match now. It was a close match when they bowled each other during the week, 234 to 230.
They have been dueling a little bit this week, and here they are at it again, within 1 pin of each other in the middle of this match.
High again on lane 14.
She pulled the ball, arm out, ball in. Get that arm out away from your body a little bit. Changes the angle. Even though you hit your target, that ball went dead right. Get that arm out away from your body. Now a 3-pin match if she makes this spare. There's that great game again. Just ball, you can just see it floating on the surface. No revolutions.
It would be nice if we could always have that camera angle, but they're telling me they can't always do it. It depends on the facility.
Depends if there's enough room for the camera angle and the cameraman and get in behind the players and get that camera down on the floor like that. I love it.
Dee Dee trailing by 3 pins.
There's a good shot. Watch that shot. Yes. She trips it out.
Strips the 6. She still trails by 3 pins. Genie Nacarado has the lead. We'll see which one of these ladies will advance to our championship match right after this. While we were gone, there were 3 frames bowled. Actually, a frame and a half. Genie Nacarado stepped up in the 6th. 8-count spare. She left a washout in the 7th frame and converted it. It's a
Beautiful
clinic on
cover,
spare shooting.
yes.
Dee Dee Davidson struck in the 7th to give her a double and a 10-pin lead. That is live. strike in the eighth, 20-pin lead for Dee Davidson.
Well, those were three beautiful shots that young lady just threw here. Hasn't won since '93. Genie hasn't won. And then for Genie to get up and make that washout, as you say, it was like a spare clean. She just made it absolute perfect domino fashion. Look at this spare now. She just makes it perfect. You can't hit it any cleaner than this. Bang! Right there.
Off the wall.
Catch it and watch it spin.
And again, often we see it time after time. You miss right, the next shot goes through the nose.
Turn a little early, the thumb gets in toward the ankle, ball goes left. Lose it off your hand, the ball goes right. There's that little window at the bottom that the great players get a feel for, and once you get it, you have to work on it every day to keep it.
Now she did change balls to shoot the right side spare, so she does change for those. Genie Nacarado now trailing by 21 pins. In fact, we talked, she hasn't won, but I took a look back and she has not made a show. And she told us, too, since May of '96, the Queen Show in Buffalo. And that's a long time for Genie not to make a television show, although she did miss some of the tournaments.
I was going to say, hasn't been bowling quite
Right.
as regular as she once did. She's starting to curb some of her professional bowling, but yeah, that is surprising for somebody at her caliber. She can make shots.
Through the nose now. Actually, the left lane on the right side appears to be getting a little bit of bounce.
Watch this ball now. It'll hit and bounce. Dropped it right off her hand. Dropped it behind the foul line and then hit the second dribble. Looked like maybe she's flinching at the bottom, like her thumb's hurting or... I don't know what's happened. That's not indicative of her, and she's done that 2 out of 3 frames now, is losing that ball that quick at the bottom of the swing.
Right. I know we saw that last week. The head's bouncing a little bit. And I did notice on a few pairs, if you got far enough right, you could get a little bounce if you didn't get off your hand real smooth.
Get that arm out a little bit again. Get that arm out, ball in. You get that arm out, turns your thumb in. So there's a combination there between the hand and the arm. Keep the arm in and the thumb out. In her case, out toward the left wall. If you're a left-hander, out toward the right wall if you're a right-hander. You have to keep that swing in to project the ball out away from the pocket and let it hook back.
Now this is a tough spare, Fred. She needs to get it to the left and have the ball hooking back in order to take out the 8th, just like that.
Beautiful. Wasn't that something? It goes back to she. Wow. Boy, can she take a little sigh of relief there. That locked up the match. On that kind of a spare, you can see there that ball just makes the split.
Beautiful.
Makes the 9-10.
Great conversion.
I'm sorry, in this case, a 7-8. I'm thinking like a right-hander again.
31-pin lead. She needs a 5 on her first ball. Would lock it up. Best Genie can shoot is 190. 5 count would give Dee Dee 191 without throwing another shot.
It was fun this week. All week long, these matches were close because it was 215 average to make the telecast. Now, I know, Jen, you averaged 216 and missed about 11 pins.
There were a few players. Nikki also averaged 216, a little bit higher than me, and didn't make the telecast. Nikki Giannoulias.
So that's the win and loss record, huh? In
Exactly.
the finals.
Genie Nacarado finishing up in 3rd position. Dee Davidson defeats Genie Nacarado, and we'll take a look at the other match play finalists in just a moment. Welcome back to Hendersonville Bowl. It's the Music City Country Classic in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Liz Johnson's taking on Dee Davidson. If you just joined us, don't go away. It's the championship match. Liz Johnson, just 23 years old, in her 2nd year as a pro, already with 3 professional titles, 3 national titles.
Pride of Niagara Falls, along with Pat Healy, 2 great bowlers.
Soft 10, good shot.
That's her key all week long, she said, is her accuracy. She just walks up there and keeps hitting the pocket. 9s and strikes. She leaves very few clusters or very few designs, as we say today. They're very difficult to make, and she averaged 222 this week. That's amazing.
And that's exactly how she did it, by keeping the ball in play. Covers the spare nicely. Is one of those 3 titles I mentioned was a major. She won the U.S. Open last year. this lady here, Dee Dee Davidson, no stranger to majors either. She has 2 majors, the Queens, and her last title was the '93 U.S. Open.
Hasn't won since '93.
Lane's pretty even for her. Again, the splits on lane 13.
85 Rookie of the Year.
High on 14. Now that's about 3 shots in a row. She's been high on that lane.
Good break on that lane. Now she's either going to have to bump a little right or she's got to keep her speed up. She hasn't moved in yet, but she's elected a couple times and threw it a little harder, and I thought she figured it out. She defeated Genie the last match, 210 to 189 in match 3, to advance here to the championship round.
Again, no problem with that 4-7. She's had a little practice at it here today. The earlier matches, if you just tuned in, Carolyn Dorn-Ballard defeated Wendy McPherson-Papanos 211 to 176.
Dee Dee's match play record, huh? Shit.
20-10 and 2 for the week.
That's pretty good when you win 20.
Dee Dee then went on and defeated Carolyn Dorn-Ballard 202 to 184, and then, as you just saw, defeated Genie Nacarado 210 to 189.
Get that ball out a little farther left. Give a little bit of room. Watch them spin. Huh?
Now that's some interesting pin carry. It looked like the 6-7-9 up there.
Almost went by the pocket. Catch that. Once you catch that pocket real light, the head pin goes to the board, kicks off, and then when that 4 pin was going around the 7, it just touched the top of it. She said, oh, thank you, Lord.
Like, well, okay. What can I say? Great shot. Jumped right on that.
She can hit the pocket, this young lady. We've seen her bowl in international competition over in Brazil and Argentina. She hits the pocket all over the world on a lot of different lane conditions. We talked to her about that. She said, yes, that international experience on Team USA helped her be ready for playing the best players in the world.
Right. She said that was really key. Now, you saw she had a 300 this week. 164 was her low game. She said the 300, she was playing 20, 4th arrow when she shot 300. She said that's very unusual for her to carry that well from that deep end.
First time in her life that she's ever bowled an honor score from inside the 3rd arrow, and she felt as though that was a big stepping stone for her in the future.
And that's something you have to learn out here because there's so many games played, particularly on the right side, that they break down and you have to move deep. You have to play them.
Change balls, move the left, threw that ball hard and straight with nothing on it, and just nailed that 10-pin dead center. Look at the face. Watch the eyes here. Look at the eyes. Look at the focus.
The match is dead even. A strike here, though, puts Dee Dee up by 10 pins. And again,
little soft, arm out. Feeling the pressure a little bit. It's been a while. Got a little deliberate. A little bit where we want to guide it. She tied Liz. Match play 224 to 224.
Now during the week, if they tie, all that happens is it's a tie and you get 15 bonus pins each. But if they would tie here, we would have a 9th and 10th grade roll-off. I talked to Dee Dee about what kind of adjustments she had to make throughout the week. This is what she had to say.
Well, this week I found it, I was playing outside in the beginning of qualifying, and in the evening blocks I had to move in. So, I basically just kept playing in when it worked and playing out. When the in didn't work, I played out. So that's basically all I did, and changed a few hand positions to get my ball to skid a little further when they started drying up on me. And it worked all week, and I'm just happy to be here, and who knows where I'm playing tonight, in or out. Either or, whatever works.
Good attitude, whatever works. Right now she trails by 12. She needs to find something to work. Looks like she did.
Dial that hand in around the ball a little bit to make it spin, to delay the action when it grabs the lane surface. If you roll it, it'll grab the lane sooner. If you spin it, it'll make it go a little longer and then make the back end open up and make it hook toward the pocket.
This is Liz Johnson's 3rd TV show this year. She has a 1st place finish and a 4th place finish. The first was McAllen, Texas. She was the top seed there and won the event, so she's 1-0 from the top seed position.
Watch this approach here. This is a real nice 5-step, very deliberate, very much an arm swing player. Watch the swing. Watch the swing go through now. Look at the eyes. They're right down on the target. She'll just watch that target and look at that swing come through. What a great swing and what a great result. Hit them thin and watch them spin. See all those pins go to the left and just come right off the wall. That takes power. She said, I don't have a power game. I don't know about that. See here, talk about power.
Beauty. Well, there's a couple different things. Some players, when she said power, she's meaning opening up the lane a lot.
Big loopy hook ball maybe, huh? But I like that power. She's got power, but it's straightforward power like the great Walter Ray Williams, just right up through the ball instead of flipping around the ball. I love that kind of a swing.
8 events so far this year, 7 cashes, 2 top 5. Dee Dee having actually a very good year.
Oh, she's a good bowler. This gal can bowl.
And making an adjustment now, been high many times now on lane 14.
Looked like she moved left and left. Instead of moving in, a lot of times when we hit high, she elected to go out farther and play out where there's no shots have been thrown. So she picked up some oil down the lane about 40 feet. It looked like that ball just slid right past the pocket.
Well, Liz told us that was sometimes her move this week, too. When they started to hook, she moved right instead of left. And that's something you're probably not familiar with at home, bowling league, but that is something that has to be done, too, and there's nothing left to play on in the middle of the lane.
Exactly. The middle lane dries out so much with all the bowlers playing in the midsection. You move out closer to the edge, give it more room to hook back toward the pocket. See if she can get one set up here. This is getting into crunch time right now for her. She's got to put some heat back on Liz, or Liz will get too loose, and then this match will be out of hand. So this is crunch time. Let's see what she does. She's focusing in.
22 pins. Boy.
She's lost that aggressiveness, Jen, is what I see, and she knows it. She can feel it. But you get on the show, and things are moving so fast, and you haven't won in several years, and right now she's gotten a little bit deliberate.
Well, right now, Liz Johnson has a commanding lead. We'll be back to crown our champion. 5 more frames left. Liz Johnson stepping up in the 6th with a 36-pin lead. Oh, sub 55.
Oh, is that a great shot there, huh?
We'll check our score right now.
About a 55-pin lead, depends on count here, right at 55. Since she threw that strike, could take it up here to 65. She went ring and 10, strike, ring and 10, strike, strike, strike. She's hit the pocket flush with 6 straight shots. This gal is focused right now. She does awfully well for such a young lady.
And another, that's 4 in a row. Boy, she is definitely doing what she did all week long.
Her mother and father, Conrad and Karen, back home, they're going to be awfully proud of the way this young lady handles herself. She is a true professional at such a tender age. To be this good and to be that focused and calm in the heat of the battle is a tremendous accomplishment for a young person.
Boy, and Dee Dee just can't find anything right now. You mentioned early on that you didn't think the lanes would change for her, but too much.
Well, I called that one, didn't I?
Yeah, well, no, I didn't mean that, but they must be changing a little bit, enough that as she's making subtle moves, it's making a big difference down the lane.
Exactly. Well, the best she can shoot now is 194. So
comes back with a strike. She's still out there trying everything. The smile of the crowd. Liz Johnson up in the 8th frame. She's working on 4 strikes in a row now with a 66-pin lead.
Her first title was the Ladies and Legends with Mike Kench. What a great player he is. We have a lot of great players on the senior tour. Here are the owners, Barb and Dan Holder, co-proprietors here at Hendersonville Lanes.
We want to thank them for having us out. It was a great tournament. Beautiful facility here. It's actually a family fun center. They have a couple of lounges. They have a big game room area.
One of the best I've ever seen. I'll tell you, it is a beautiful facility.
Now 76-pin lead for Liz Johnson. Really, it's pretty much over here.
Well, she deserves to win. She was a class of the field this week, no doubt about it. She out-averaged the field by 7 pins or 6 pins a game. And as you know, that is hard to do. A couple times this week they said, Liz, are you bowling in the same bowling center we're bowling in? She had that secret ball roll to the pocket, no doubt about it. All right, Dee Dee.
She's still kicking.
Keep her chin up. Finishing second is not bad.
No, I'm sure she's happy. She was just... Of course she wanted to win, but at least she won some matches on TV now.
Look at Liz. She's breaking down. Breaking down a little bit. She said she was very nervous last week, more nervous than she's been ever maybe on television, she said, and she doesn't really understand why.
But she said this week she thought she'd be calmer knowing it was just one game. Just get it over with.
Get out here and play one game.
Look, she's stepping up to bowl, and it's the 10th frame, I believe.
Yeah, she's... Dee Dee had to let her know, and you see how nice Dee Dee's handling that. Look at that. Look at this. They're both laughing and smiling, and here they are playing for the title. But
yeah,
intense, yeah.
She was getting a little choked up there. I think that little move relaxed her a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Good shot there, huh? Of course, she says. Of course.
Oh, of course.
194. You know, she turned that into a nice, respectable score here with a fill shot here in the 10th. Finishes second, makes $5,000. Not bad for a week's work of doing something you love to do. And you know what? Talking about love to do, come out, bowlers, and bowl these ladies in the Pro-Ams. The Pro-Ams are a lot of fun, and I guarantee you'll love to do it. Just come out and play in these Pro-Ams.
Yeah, it's always enjoyable. We all love it. Dee Dee, 191, respectable score. Big finish for Dee Dee, at least. She
had 3 open frames. She overrolled a couple, looked like she got a little soft. They went through the nose. She left a couple big, wide open splits, and then she threw one a little hard and left the washout, got a little confused, and then she bounced back like most great players do. She said safe.
She just throws it. It doesn't matter at this point. And some of the Pro-Ams we talked about, come out and join us. Summer Motion Blue Ribbon Classic coming up next week, June 29th through July 3rd. The Pro-Am would be on Sunday, Blue Ribbon Lanes, Ashland, Kentucky. And then the Southern Virginia Open. Come on out to that one. That'll be at Country Club Lanes in Danville, Virginia. AMF Gold Cup, Hanover Lanes in Mechanicsville, and Berkeley Invitational at Royalsea Lanes in Goose Creek, South Carolina. There's Liz Johnson. She's our champion. She led this tournament practically from start to finish. We'll be back to crown Liz our champion right after this. Don't go away. There's your winner, Liz Johnson, the champion of the Music City Country Classic, winning her 4th title in her young career. And Dan Holder is here to present a trophy to her. He's the co-proprietor at Hendersonville Bowl.
Thank you. It's been an exciting week here in Huntsville, Tennessee, and Huntsville Bowling Center, and we've had an exciting winner this week. So, congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, and coming in to present some beautiful roses and the check that she's waiting for, Barbara Holder, co-proprietor here.
Thank you. Thank you. We'd like to say thank you to all of our local bowlers that helped. We had some that participated. We had a lot of coaches here to help, and we would just like to thank everyone that came. We know you had a great time. We had a great time. We'd like to thank the bowlers.
Thank you.
First, I'd like to thank Dan and Barbara Holder, and I'd like to thank everyone here at Hendersonville Bowl, and I'd like to thank Brunswick and Columbia helped me out this week, and thank you very much.
It was a great show, Liz. Fred, you have a question?
Liz, you just keep bowling at this level. I'm sure you've got 2 titles so far this year. You've got to start to be thinking of Bowler of the Year. Has that hit your mind yet?
I can't really start thinking about that. I just want to keep bowling well, and keep doing what I'm doing so far.
You know, you probably remember back at the Olympic Training Center, them training days, when the doctor taught you, our doctor of sports psychology taught you, 1 shot at a time. And was that what you was thinking all week long?
That's all pretty much what I thought all week. There are a lot of games, a lot of pins to knock down, and the only thing I could do is take 1 frame, 1 game at a time, and that's pretty much what I did all week.
Well, you mentioned your nerves last week, that you were very nervous on the show. Back-to-back shows, did that help your nerves, and did it help being top seed?
It helped a little bit. I was still pretty nervous, though. It helped once I started bowling, once I started practicing. My nerves come down a little bit.
You know, you played extremely outside today. You moved out, but understand during the week here, Liz shot 300 game, and you were playing. Where were you playing at that game?
I was playing 4th arrow that game.
First time in your career, I understand. You played that deep.
For 300, yeah.
That's great. Back to you, Jan.
Yeah, thanks, Fred. It was a great performance by Liz Johnson. We all enjoyed it. The highest game of the match. Join us next week for the Summer Motion Blue Ribbon Classic at Blue Ribbon Lanes in Ashland, Kentucky. For Fred Borden, I'm Jan Schmidt. Thanks for watching. So long. This has been a Strike 10 Entertainment production.